Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Patrick. This is my art channel and be artist, and today we are doing a sketchbook flip through that is very much late, 5 months later, after I finished it. And let's get right into it. This is a sketchbook cover that I actually painted for a video. It was going to be an October series. It didn't really work out due to what my life started becoming at that point, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this corner here if you want to go ahead and check that out. There's also a few other videos from October that have time lapses of drawings and paintings that I've done in here before, so let's get right into it. Up first, we have the front page. I've always just decided to be myself, get messy, have fun with the front page always, because I feel like it's too much stress to actually do anything specific on it, because it's kind of the first impressions. So I wanted to make it a little bit more welcoming, more calming to just do it. Over here, if I ever got a new sticker sheet, or if I got stamps or stickers from fruit, I take it off and I put it all over here. And all these little clippings are, this is a drawing from my old job. I would get the notepad out and I would just do little drawings like that. This one is from Halloween night because I ended up having to work that my first time being there. This is a drawing from a art request when I would occasionally do it on my Instagrams. Just, you know, a cute little sketch, and a half-torn dollar bill that I don't remember where I got it from. But as you can see, I started it on September 9th of 2020 and I ended it on Christmas Eve of 2020. The first page I wanted to do for this sketchbook was Meet the Artist, which is just little information about me. There's also a video about this one. I talked about how I wanted to try out different things than I'm usually used to, like gouache. That's what all of this is out of. This is my former dog, Tiki. That is me, and here's a list of interests and one of my favorite quotes. Up next is something that I did in my last sketchbook, which was pages of strawberries, and I think it was, I don't remember what the other fruit was, but I did a couple of spreads like this. I really liked it and I wanted to try to continue, but by then it was just not really how I wanted to do it anymore. I remember specifically doing this the first week that I officially was moved in to the house, and I started using the studio more, and Austin came home from a break and he saw me drawing lemons. Here we just have a page where I was just trying out stuff to try it out. At this point, I really wanted to make my sketchbook, you know, very crazy, all over the place, different, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a consistent style person. This is a doodle page. This is something that I normally do when, say, I'm on the road a lot or I'm out going to do this or that. This is Austin. He was driving that day. That's a road sign we saw on the interstate. This is a little drawing I did on his hand. That's him sewing up a torn jacket that I have. This was when we went out to a shooting range, and that's a butt. Back in October, I was attempting to get into Easetober, which is a Halloween-themed October art prompt thing. I wanted to do it instead of Inktober, but just with the timing of everything, I ended up not continuing with it. I was still very much moving, unpacking, but this was the first day. It was rainbows, and I did sticky notes. And there's a whole video of me talking about this, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. Here we have Steve Paul. This was a cryptid. It's inspired by a mask that my boyfriend created. I'm almost certain I've posted this on my Instagram if you'd like to go check that out. It was for Halloween. The initial idea was to do a creepy Baphomet style-esque, but we ended up just making a joke out of it, and I was going to do like a little comic, but it didn't get far beyond concept, honestly. Here we have day 2 of the Eastober art prompt, which is Galaxy. I am not gonna lie, it was this prompt that made me realize I really wasn't gonna get through it with all the ideas that I really had, or I should have started it early, because I did pointillism on this. It took 2 days to just do this one, and by then I'd actually kind of fallen really behind, so I think I did maybe 1 or 2 more days of this prompt, and then I was just like, okay, I put way too much work into these when it's just for a month. I can't. But you know, there was gonna be like a whole little like thing of like my OC doing all these little adventures and whatnot. And here we have a drawing. This is inspired by Lexicon, which is a artist on Instagram. Their username, I believe, is lexr.thomas. They're really about, you know, the inside of the human nature and all that, and recently they reopened their Etsy shop and they did a whole series about eyes. There's postcards and there's all this, and I just felt really inspired. This eye is my favorite, and so is that one. This is another one for Eastober. I posted on Instagram. I have the video in draft somewhere, but it's Mothman, because it was butterflies, and I was like, oh, I want to draw Mothman, and that's my character again. I had so much fun drawing this one. It's my favorite out of the entire thing that I did, and just, I just want to draw Mothman again, okay? This was when I was on a weekend away from the house, and I was spending time with my mother, and I didn't really have a whole lot to do. This is a unfinished drawing of a photo that I was going to do. I was trying to get into Prismacolors and blending, and I had seen this thing where if you do like different sectioning of different colors and then you put like the main color you want, it'll help like an understudy basically, except I did it a little too dark, and I really wasn't liking where I was going. Here is just a concept drawing for something that I was thinking about doing, but honestly, it's alright. It's a Coraline doll. This is something that I actually do quite a bit. I tend to censor it out a lot more, just because that's not really something that I'm more focused on, but that is something I keep private. However, I don't know, I really liked this anatomy study that I was doing, because I'm into Bosca pens, and it's fun. Here we have another costume idea that we had going on for Austin and I's Halloween, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but the costume bag said Green Reaper, and I dressed up as something, and it made me like, oh, you know, that'd be a cute little comic idea, so I just drew out like 1 or 2 things of it, and that's kind of another thing for it. But really, a lot of my sketchbooks are just half-baked ideas that I think are kind of cool, but I really don't have the energy or really the want to execute it. So here is just, you know, a calendar spread for me. I started using my my sketchbook as a like little bit of a weekly planner, and it actually helped me like get ahead of stuff and whatnot. But this was also the week that I think I started my job, so that's why a lot of this is just kind of undone. Here I was using midliners. I was in the middle of watching Dan Howell's coming out video for like the 70th time, so I just doodled the entire time during that. Here was where I screwed up. I decided to do another art prompt along with Eastober, thinking it'd be so great. Trust me, it wasn't. But this was the first page. I was actually very much proud and happy with it. This is, I don't remember the character's name off the top of my head, but it is from Fallout 3. He's a tree character in Oasis, if you know that. I'm just very proud of all the line art that you guys can see right here. Just chef's kiss right there, guys. Here, I was trying to get back into doing fruit again. I really, really love this strawberry, and I love the cherries. I wish I, you know, did a little bit more effort on the mango. But here's another of that Green Reaper. I actually entered this in like a mini art contest on Instagram. It sadly did not win or make place, but you know what, I'm happy with it. I'm very happy that a lot of people saw me doing that. This was right around the time I had rewatched my Meet the Artist video, and it was me talking about how I want to use gouache. So I was like, okay, I'll pull up gouache, and I did a spread of these. This is actually like a photo off of Phil and Dan's book. If you know the page or reference, good on you. And I just, did a contrast of like their personalities essentially. It's just more weekly planner stuff. Here is 2 spreads. This is actually what I used to do a lot more when I worked at my restaurant job during night shift, because I had less customers. I was very just not busy at this point. This one is bored at work, and this one is bored at home. I started the idea here. A lot of my coworkers kind of found it weird that I brought a whole like little bag of art supplies and I just sat and worked, because I didn't have any customers for like 5 hours most days, so I was just kind of like, whatever. And then I continued with the idea. I don't know what happened here. I'm still like, I opened my sketchbook one day and I was like, oh, that's blurry. The front page for November 2020. Here's a weekly planner. I have like an entire like huge stash of of stickers, so I was just trying to get to use them at least at this point, and this is one of my favorite things. I wish I got back into weekly planning. Something I was doing for a little bit to like keep track of how I felt over the month is I would draw like a little icon and be like, okay, that was my mood and whatnot. There's 2 tiles for each day. My personal favorites are the Memento Amore. This is from the Creatober stuff. This is Smiley Sammy. More Posca art. I started just not doing the bodies and I started doing face work, and that was where I realized I have fun doing that, and I really want to get more into doing like more portrait styles of that. This is a flash spread I did in November after Halloween, because I was not over the fact that Halloween just passed and I didn't even get to celebrate. I ended up working that night, so I just drew all these little Halloween themed. It was so fun. My only regret is I colored it. I wish I had did it in black and white, and then I made another copy and colored that one, but oh well. I used old acrylic paints for this page, so that's why there's a napkin, because this page got stuck to this one at one point and this tore off somewhere, so that's why there's this. But this is a test page for a painting that I wanted to do. Again, you kind of see the theme that I got going on. This is me though. I got my haircut right before I got my state ID photos, and this is the makeup look. I looked very punk, if you will. We got the photos back and my boyfriend could not believe that I actually did it, but just some little doodles of my family. I literally cannot draw Remus to save my life. Remus is for some reason the one cat that I just can't draw. Romulus, he's always actually very just good, and that's Austin. There is an artist on Instagram. They did, it's a cowboy username if I remember, but they do a lot of abstract art, and this is actually where like my abstract art style kind of started up a lot more. And right around this time is when I was offered that art book thing, so I decided that I was going to go ahead and I did that. It's all acrylic and then Posca pens on top. Same thing here. Actually, this is white acrylic paint. This is the initial sketch out for the paintings that I did in another video series. I'm gonna put the playlist right here if you guys are interested in looking at that later. Warning, it's kind of long. Here's the other one. This one, I kind of wish I did that instead of what I actually ended up doing on canvas, but oh well. In that video series, I talked about I explored my town a little bit, and I found a book on how to do watercoloring and whatnot, and the next few pages are just me studying watercolors, techniques, watercolored pencils. I had fun with it, honestly. This was actually really fun to do. Here we have, this was actually something I really, really wanted to do. I kept up with the idea for a little bit. These are my OCs. This is N-Twin, this is MB. This is, I was watching Moria Elizabeth on YouTube, and she had done like this drip art fake thing on a piece of wood with paint pens, and I decided to do it with my Poscas. This is a spreadsheet for NB. As you can kind of tell, it's a self-insert character, so if you just want to pause it and kind of figure out who I am, go for it. This is N-Twin. I really love the aesthetic. I really loved how I drew this character. If I could just keep the energy and do it again, trust me, I would. This is Zaz. This was the hellhound animal that the characters were gonna own. This is where the idea kind of got a little bit murky, because I was trying to involve my animals at the time, and I was trying to have like a fungus mushroom dog. That's terrifying. And these are my cats. I used kind of really bad markers, so it just doesn't look good, so I was just kind of like, oh, I'm good. This is just a page where I was just thinking out ideas for my YouTube channel, because I was thinking of doing time-lapse stuff, how to do like cute little slides at the end of my videos, intros, outros, all that jazz. This was from a night Austin and I watched, I believe it was Alien 3 or 4. It's the one with Winona Ryder. I'm kind of proud of that hand. I was trying to do an idea. I do not really have the energy to explain what it was, so there it sits. This is just a whole nother doodle page. That's what my sketchbook tends to be most of the time. I just doodle a lot because it's personally for me, it's not really something I post that much anymore. And since then that I have kind of cut back on posting my sketchbook online, I have felt just more able to do what I actually want to do in it, which is, you know, stuff like that. This is the Vaporwave. Try saying that 10 times fast. This is a Vaporwave aesthetic. I don't have any actual information to explain it with, other than this is the general idea of it. I liked it. I kind of want to do it more, but not with markers. I think I want to kind of do it with paint and whatnot. Here we have that mood tile thing that I was trying to do. I did not get past December 7th. This is the front page for that. This is a page. December was really when I kind of like stopped making art, but my goal for it was to be done with the sketchbook before December ended. So you'll kind of notice like towards the ending it feels very rushed. This was something that I did back in December, an artist support post on Instagram. This is a mental health little comic that I made because I was just like, yep, in my thoughts again. And I was gonna keep up with it. I did do a second one, but I just realized at this point I need to stop just trying to do all this stuff. More just doodles about stuff around my house. Chirpy art, getting back into it. I would like to make a second copy of this to paint it. I'm not exactly sure what was happening, but she looks happy. I was gonna paint the pattern off of my pajamas, but this was an idea started at 2 a.m. And this was also when I became hyperfixated on a video game, so did not continue. These are doodles from Howl's Moving Castle, Ghibli movie, and I enjoyed it. I like turnip. This is one of my OCs. I have not drawn my characters in so long that at that point I decided I need to kind of rework on it. This is Church. I had a lot of fun doing this. I went online, I kind of looked up the kind of little bit of ideas, what the outfit he was wearing. This is more drawings of him. Like, I was just kind of like thinking of stuff. I wrote a little note to myself, I'm gonna buy that typewriter tomorrow. Spoiler alert, somebody bought it before me. I was so sad that day. I did a little comic. I wish I didn't do the page next, but my favorite part is the amputee leg down below. Personally, my favorite. Up next are little doodles, because I was like, I want to just do a drawing a day to fill up the sketchbook. We painted our fireplace. I did not post this. This was going to be about free art. I, towards the ending of the sketchbook, I was wanting to like write out my goals, work out what I want to do for next year. One of them was I had some interest in animation at this time, and I was talking about what I want to work on first, how I want to go about it, and continue on. And I'm not sure what this was, if I'm honest. This was Christmas. This was for Christmas. This is the card I sent out to all of our friends and family. Merry Englebright. This is a little mushroom frame thing that we have at home. It's a tree. Christmas was really nice, guys. This was truly the point where I was like, I want to be done with this sketchbook so I can go on to something else. So I did really just about anything. I got my watercolors out. I tried to draw me. Didn't really work out that well. I drew a YouTuber. I drew Austin. I tried drawing out Candy. Don't ask me what that is, because I don't know either. This is a lyric from Karma from Mudson. This song came out when I was getting my divorce, and that was actually something I just listened to quite a bit. This was a page that I was using before I ended the sketchbook to do like alcohol marker tryout samples, but I ended up just doing it on a whole different sheet. And this is the last page, which is me and my dog. For some reason, looks almost identical to the alien drawing you saw earlier. It says, "Thanks for stopping by." And these are more stickers. These are flowers that I bought last year and I planted, and they did all bloom. And that's my sketchbook. And on the back is the quote that I wrote back in October, which was, "I will be okay." Because in the last sketchbook, I painted on the back, "I want to be okay." And if you look at like the size comparison of these sketchbooks, they're very different. Like this one's very much more chunkier. It's got a lot more than I want. This one, I was kind of starting to get into what I wanted to do with art and everything, and you know, I like to say that this sketchbook is really getting towards it. And that being said, that is it for today's video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I know I'm not very consistent with videos anymore. That is I will talk about that in a whole nother video, but I've been dealing with a lot right now, and I didn't really know how to talk about it other than just staying off the internet for a very long time. With that being said, that's it for today. I don't know when I'll see you guys next, but I'll be here. So bye!